Yeah, I'll just go for it. It's episode 9, is it? Yeah?
Fuck. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. Or if you are new here, welcome to the Matt and Max podcast. I'm Matt, obviously, and Max is...
Max.
He's there. If you don't, it did occur to us last episode, because we made a whole pretty much episode talking about YouTube and that we probably should have, in a way, justified why we have... almost like the ability to talk about that sort of thing. We do run separate YouTube channels because it's possible people might be finding us like separate from our actual channels,
which is mad.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I feel like everyone who watches the podcast came from either me or you. Like, most likely you.
We'd expect that. But then there was that comment that was like, making a video about how to grow and you have like 300 subs. And
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, we do sort of know what we're about. But I'm feeling really good today. It was raining this morning and now it's super sunny. So
what time were you up today?
Normally like I've been waking up like 8 o'clock is like the routine, but I woke up at
Is that
9.
like alarm or just getting up?
Yeah, alarm, yeah. I mean, a few weeks ago, it was like I was waking up just before 8, but for the past like week, I've actually had to have been woken up by my alarm. So
yeah, mate. Like
today was hard as well. Like today.
Yeah, man. It doesn't. I don't know. Probably you need to like, because I've been getting up at 6:30 like every day, and then the past couple of days I've really not. As you can tell today,
when you wake up at 6:30, are you like productive straight away?
See, this is the thing. So I watched, and by the way, I've got a incredible podcast recommendation for everyone that's listening to this.
I'm
the Joe Rogan Experience, mate, with Matthew Walker. Yeah. Oh my life, mate! It was on the other day, mate. It's this guy who's like an expert in sleep, and it's just 2 hours of him just talking about like, mate, he blows your mind. He tells you things you had no fucking. I'm not gonna bother like re-saying what he said because.
What if you had to take one thing away?
I won't be able to justify it.
The main takeaway from that, what was the one thing that really like hit you? Because sleep for you is like a big thing.
Overall, the importance of sleep, mate.
Right.
Like I used to sort of like everyone knows like sleep is important. Like we get told that our whole lives.
Yeah.
But some people make it sound as if like you could really fully function off like 6 hours a night, something like that.
Some do like even 4 hours. Like, they're like just sleep faster. Yeah. They literally say sleep faster, and it's like what the hell? What does that mean?
Yeah, exactly. But like it's not. Yeah, exactly. But like they're not. What he was saying is like they think they're performing well, but it's only subjective to like them. They're not looking at like objectively. Like if they got the 8 hours, they would be better. Like you just don't. You can't.
That's a fair point.
It's just
yeah.
science, mate. Yeah. And he was talking about it, and mate, oh my god, man, my mind was blown. Like it's one of the best podcasts I've ever listened to. Yeah. Even Joe Rogan afterwards said, like, yeah, this is one of the best like podcasts we've ever done. Wow. Yeah, mate. So I highly recommend it. It's mad. Anyway, so I was saying, waking up at 6:30 means that to get 8. He was saying like you should get like 8 to 9 hours. So waking up at 6:30 means that. So, I mean, you have to help me with the maths.
You got to clock out like 10:30, which you were doing pretty religiously. Like, I'd mess you at 10:30, like saying, "Hey, you want to play a game?" You're like, "No, I'm off to bed." I'm like, "Damn it!"
Yeah, but I wouldn't be getting 8 hours still because it would take me like half an hour to clock out, and then sometimes a bit longer. Sometimes like I turn everything off at 10:30, but then I don't actually end up going to bed like 11:30. Little things like that, and then so yeah, it's a lot. And realistically, like being a 19-year-old. Clocking out at 10:30 every night, it's just not happening. Like it's just not. So I feel like it's too much shit comes up, and then you gotta like meet mates like some nights, and then you gotta like do all this shit, and it's just long. Yeah, like that's something that a 40-year-old can stick to.
I think so. But, My parents do it. They're always in bed by like 10, and like
my mum,
they got it down. They know what's up. Like
it's because their life's boring, mate. So like let's be honest, like nah, but you know what I mean. Like they don't have anything to really, stay up for. Like games as well. Like, if games weren't a thing,
I was gonna say that's what I was thinking the other night. I was thinking. Part of me was like, I kind of want to get into like reading again because I saw like this book series that I read called Time Riders, and I never read all the books. I read like 3, and I've got like 5 of them. Yeah, it's super cool. And I looked at it, I thought I might start reading that again. Like I could do it before bed and all that. And I was thinking like it is weird. Like it's so entertaining and like easy to just hop on a game at night. But there are people that genuinely like in their room they don't have a gaming setup, they don't have a console, they don't have anything. And they still they feel fulfilled, which is I don't know if that says if that's bad on our part. Like we need a lot more to keep ourselves entertained now, or what?
I don't think gaming's like healthy for us in any shape or form. I don't know. A lot of people justify it and say like, I mean it's cool. Like it's cool. Like it is what it is. But it's not. It makes me very sort of like ADD kind of like. It makes your attention span like fucking minutes. It makes you sort of like get used to that sort of like quick.
instant
excitement,
gratification.
Instant gratification, yeah. So then everything else, like reading, just feels long.
It does,
like, you don't hop into a game of Fortnite and get that same feeling that you do like when you're reading a book. You know what I mean?
It's
it takes,
weird,
like,
yeah. But then, like,
you can like from a book.
You can really get into a book sometimes, which is weird. Like,
are you talking fiction or non-fiction?
Fiction. No,
yeah.
Like, I mean, non-fiction's it's all right. I think school kind of killed non-fiction for me, to be honest.
Yeah. I feel the thing is with reading, I feel like if I'm going to read, I'd want to read non-fiction because at least I'm learning something from it. But saying that, I've tried a million times. The amount of like, I've probably bought about 10, 20 non-fiction books in the past couple of years.
Really?
And I'm like, right, I'm going to buy this book. I'm just going to read it like every night. And and I get like 20, 30 pages in. I'm just like, fuck this, man.
Yeah,
like, it's just fucking long.
I think non-fiction for me, I'd watch a documentary. They're super interesting. Like,
yeah, but there's some like crazy books out there that like I feel like I'd learn a lot from, but I don't have it in me to like proper stick to it, man. And I feel like if I'm gonna read a fiction book, it doesn't feel like a waste of time, but like you're not really getting anything out of it. Do you know what I mean? You're not.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, it depends. Like, what's the nature
of
the book? Like, is it like a comedy book? Because like every Christmas, I get the new Diary of a Wimpy Kid from my brother, and I love sitting down on Christmas Day and just reading that straight through because it's like lighthearted.
Do you read it straight through?
Yeah.
Shit.
And it's like that's the only book I read a year. I pretty much like every year guaranteed. I'll just read that one book. But I mean, gaming, there are people that say, like, you know, there's the benefits, which I think there are genuine benefits, like almost like sort of like hand-eye and reaction speed and like cognitive functions of like puzzle solving and all that. I mean, it depends what game you're playing, I guess.
It's just to justify gaming, mate, to be honest.
I think there's merit there. I think there is. Like reaction time and stuff.
I want to say hand-eye coordination. Yeah, maybe like reaction time. Yeah, I don't know. Probably.
Yeah, I wouldn't say like catching a ball. Like you're gonna play Fortnite for an hour and be able to like.
Yeah.
But there is definitely like some benefits to like using multiple like thought processing like movements at the same time.
It's got to be some.
And like learning new things. Like no matter what it is, learning something just by learning it, no matter what it is kind of good for you. You know, I think.
Yeah,
good for you, like in quote marks. You know, it's not going to do like wonders, but
yeah, I feel like it does a lot worse than good, definitely. But God, man, I don't know. Gaming's one of those things that I honestly kind of. It's like a how do I put it? A sort of hidden hindrance to my life.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
I get you.
I don't really realize it, but I feel like it's taking a lot away from me that I don't actually, because I'm so used to gaming being a part of my life. It's like growing up and like you've always smoked, like you don't really. I mean, that's different because obviously you know sort of like smoking's bad, but people know gaming's bad as well. Sitting down for 10 hours a day, like everyone knows that's bad. You know, playing games. I feel like if I didn't have games in my room, I'd have a lot more reason to sort of be productive. And it's hard because say I'm sitting here editing a video literally I've got this like itch in my head, mate, saying like, God, have a quick game of Fortnite. Like,
that's
a fucking
the thing,
drug,
like,
mate.
Because the way we do things, like our productivity is still on the computer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it's
and our productivity
away,
is
mate.
literally it's in the same atmosphere. Mate, whereas if to be productive, we had like a business where you like built fences or whatever, or like did gardens and that. To be productive, you'd have to be like away from all of that. And there's a clear, stark difference between your like downtime and your productive time. Like especially like because like for me, like as like a job, when my downtime and job are the same thing, it is quite hard some days.
That must be difficult.
It's like a blessing and a curse because like obviously it's the best thing ever, like as a blanket statement.
It's not easy though, yeah.
But yeah,
that takes a lot of discipline. Sort of get what you need to do done when literally it's one click away, like the most fun in your entire life.
Yeah, like well, literally, like Sony Vegas and Steam are next to each other on my taskbar. So even a misclick, I could like if the world's against me, I'll misclick on Steam and I'll be like,
that's GG now. Like, what are you gonna do?
There's a sale on. Okay, let's have a little.
Oh mate, but you never really when you were younger. When did you get into games? Like, would you say?
Okay, so I mean, I was always like, I was really like, I mean, I think my first gaming experience was when I was 6, and I came home from school and there was a Game Boy Color on the kitchen side, and I had Pokemon Yellow with it, and that was that was cool, that was good. And I tell you what is crazy, like, isn't it like mad back in the day with like the Game Boy Color and that the screens didn't light up, so you couldn't play it at night.
I never played a Game Boy Color.
They sold like attachments, like literally like a big massive light that would attach to the Game Boy that you could point at it at night. So then when I got my DS with like Heart Gold and it was light, I was like playing it under the covers, like, yes, this is the best we can see. Because like, and I remember there was one time at an airport, I was so addicted to this Game Boy. I was just like playing it. You know, when you're a kid, and security is like long and it's just like because you don't really understand what's going on. You don't really know when it's going to end, so it's just extra boring. It's like going on a journey and you don't know where you're going to. It like feels longer because you don't know what's going on. And you know, you go through the security scanner, like, and they like try and beep you for like metal and that. And I don't know how they didn't clock me either, but like I took like my shoes off and that, and I was so glued to this Game Boy, I just walked through the thing with the Game Boy and it went off, and no one knew why. I went back through, I was playing the Game Boy, walked straight back through, and no one clocked.
You were playing the Game Boy?
I was playing the Game Boy, walking through, and it beeped, and no one clocked for like 2 attempts. I was like, oh yeah, I'll put this down.
Honestly, no one clocked?
Yeah, I don't know what was going on. But
you just smashing out a bit of Pokemon, like, walking through the fucking...
Yeah, and that's the thing, I'd like... my brother would always play like these other weird games on the Game Boy Color. Like I'm pretty sure I had this Tom and Jerry game, a few other games. I can't remember any game that I really played. Actually no, I played a bit of Donkey Kong. That was kind of sick. But like it was all about Pokemon on the Game Boy Color. Oh my!
See, I never had that Pokemon experience, mate. I never had that Pokemon childhood.
Dude,
I kind of wish I did because everyone goes mad about it, mate. Like the people who played Pokemon, like. Are you one of those people who know, like, oh, wait, you are? You made a video on it.
I made a video, yeah. I knew all the 150 in like 5 minutes or something. Yeah.
Mate, that's disgusting. Fucking hell.
But like, also, when... Oh, I literally forgotten where I was going with that. That sounded like I was really gonna break through on something there.
Oh mate, yeah, I was fucking on the edge of my seat then. Like it sounded like you were going into something.
I was, but I can't even.
How long did you play Pokemon for, mate? Like when did you stop playing it? Like at what age does it get like, oh, okay, fuck this.
Okay,
like, moving on.
That's a good question. I think. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. There was also like when you got into like Pokemon and that. I also like, you know, when it used to be kind of tradition before you'd have like your gaming setup and stuff. I mean, you had a console way before me. But you'd kind of watch like cartoons on like a weekend morning, and that was your thing. Like you'd watch TV. I don't know if you ever did that. But like,
Josh.
Oh mate, yeah. But I found out there was a website with every Pokemon episode, and at the time there were like 750 on this website, and I like bossed out just watching.
What age are we talking? Sorry.
I must have been, I think 14, 15 was when it really took a hit and I sort of stopped. But I remember I tried doing a Heart Gold walkthrough on online. I did a Pokemon Yellow walkthrough for a bit. Let me check one of my old channels, I think. Go on to the Living Like Matt 1. Let's have a little look here. Hey!
Living Like Matt 1.
Alright, so
oh no.
Here we go. Alright. We got 5 years ago, Pokemon Yellow. I did 3 videos on that. Let's go.
The Life of Jesus. I typed in Living Like Matt 1.
The Life of Jesus.
Oh my god. The Gib. Oh my days.
The Gib. This was like my gaming attempt before my first proper gaming channel when I got a mic and a computer. So all these videos were like on the family computer, and I would have the window of like 4 PM till 5 PM to make a gaming video. That was it, because like my parents would come home, I'd just go back from school, so I had to make all my videos in that window, and the amount of times like a recording would fail and that would be it for the day is crazy. But yeah, my last video on Living Like Matt 1, gaming videos every day, coming April 2014 when my mic was going to arrive. And then I did the old Infobuzz channel. Well, let me have a look at this.
Oh yeah, Infobuzz, mate. Oh, you've had so many channels, man. Yeah. It's actually crazy.
So I thought I did so many videos on that channel, but I only did 60 videos. But and they were all Minecraft, and then I finally did Pick a Pixel in 2016. So I had loads of gaming channels all come together to make the one that I have now. So yeah.
But if that goes to show, man, like you do get those overnight successes, but like that goes to show sort of like you can look at that and be like, oh, okay, yeah, you just sort of. You know, like they're kind of, his old channels are kind of irrelevant to the success of his main channel because like his main channel popped off because of crates and stuff like that. But when you think about it, like if you actually really think about it, like every single video you made, mate, every channel you made, it's like all experience that you learned from. You learned what went wrong, what didn't work, what did work, and even if it's like a tiny thing from each channel. Like you kept over the years, man.
The thumbnails on this channel are starting to improve, like as far as gaming goes, and I just think
2,000 subscribers.
Yeah, that was
decent,
at one point that was my most subscribed channel, I think, Infobuzz.
I mean, you were getting viewage.
Yeah.
Fucking like, well, I was gonna say more than me, but I don't know, mate. Some of them were bossing. Like,
well, there was the main channel, with the cool little thumbnail template, and I feel like I was doing alright, and
tour of the Infodome.
Oh yeah, mate.
My GCSE results. Mate, I can't believe that's what you look like when you got your GCSE results. That's a head fuck, mate. Because we thought we were large, mate. We thought we were fucking like big, mate, when we were getting those results. We feel like an adult.
Skinny little weeb.
Looking back on it, I don't know if I mentioned this last podcast or if I was talking to you or someone else about it, but remember back in primary school? I don't know if you had it in your primary school, but like you had everyone like sat on the floor in the like the hall, like the main hall where you did the assemblies.
Yeah.
Did you have that?
Yeah.
Like everyone sat on the floor, and then the year 7s, like the oldest year, would sit on the like on the benches. Yeah. And I remember like looking at the year 7s and thinking like, fuck me, like they're adults, mate, like they're big.
Yes.
And now I look back on it, and they were like.
They're literally like
10,
4 foot.
11?
Yeah.
Yeah, mate. Like that is a head fuck. I used to look at them as if they're like, you know, they've got life sorted out, mate.
Yeah.
Like they know exactly what's going on. They don't know a fucking thing. Mate. We don't know a fucking thing.
I remember getting like in first school, I was in reception, and you're like 4 or 5, and you'd have year 3s come and like be like your lunchtime monitor, and they're like 7, 8, and they were like adults, you know what I mean? Like mate, 7, 8 years old, and then you're in year 4, you look at year 7s, you're like, oh my, look at those cool kids. And then I remember getting into like year 8 and looking at the year 13s, I was like, oh, they're actual adults. But now you look back at year 13s, and it's like, jeez, all right.
You're a fucking nobody, mate. Like, you don't know shit.
It's so weird about like perspective and that. And
yeah, mate, it's insane.
And it's weird, like, I remember when I took a gap year out and then I went to go to a uni like open day, I went to like there and I was like, man, all these uni people, they're so grown up, they're so like adultish, but they're younger than I am now. And I was 18 and I was thinking that, and I'm like, what? When does it end? Do you reckon like 60-year-olds, like 80-year-olds, like, man, look at them, jeez.
I don't know. I think it probably
starts to decline there, doesn't it? They're like, man, look at that.
Yeah, I think
little old guy.
Yeah, I don't know. You sort of lived your life then, which is crazy, man. Like, you're 20 now.
Yeah,
I'm 20 in 2 months' time.
Scenes.
Like, which is mad. And then we've got till we're 30, mate, to sort of like make shit happen.
Yep.
When you think about it, you have got like really. It depends when you want to start a family and all of that. Really.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's your sort of like goals with that shit? I kind of feel like 35, mate. I feel like I want to. Yeah. But then I don't know. That might be too late.
Yeah. I don't know. Part of me doesn't want to be like I don't know how I'd feel about being 50 years old and your kid being like 10. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if I want to be like that late. I think as far as like the honeymoon phase of my adult life, definitely the next 5 years. You know, we're hitting 1 million subscribers. We're traveling.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And then 25 to 30 is like the sort of limbo stage. You know, I might get engaged. I might buy a house. And then I think late 20s, early 30s. I would expect to have had a kid within the next 10 years, which is mad. An actual human being.
That's mad.
I know.
A little Gib. A little Gib. Oh my god.
But if I think about having kids in early 30s, I'm like, man, that's so long away. Like, if I think about 12 years ago, I was 8. It's weird to think that 12 years in the future is how long it'll be till I have kids.
Oh my god.
I feel
12 years ago, you were 8.
Yeah, I feel like I need.
That's mad.
I would want kids sooner than that. Like maybe when I'm 26, 27. But then, you know, maybe I won't have kids till I'm like 30. But either way, it's gonna be seeds, and it's like, it's crazy.
Man, imagine our kids, mate. Imagine a little Kaz. little fucking Kaz running around, mate. Oh my god.
Oh, mate.
I can't get it. And it's the fact that it's so close, like 10. Like I said, I don't really know. Like realistically, I don't want a kid for a while. I love the idea of having kids, and I really want to have kids. But like,
you want to live. You know?
Yeah, I want to live. But like, then, like you said, I don't like the idea of being 50 and my son's 10 or daughter's 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, like my dad,
when they're 20, I'm 60. That's dead.
My dad was 10 when his dad was 70.
Holy.
Yeah. So
Jesus.
Because there was like a massive age difference between my granddad and my grandma. Because he was 55 when they married and she was 25. So
holy fuck.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, Grandma. My days.
So
he's
like,
done bits.
It literally has. Yeah. I mean, imagine that now. Like that would be like hush hush kind of thing. I don't know, but
stupidly, yeah.
I know, like 25 is
25. Like you're more than fucking able to make your own decision. I
tell you what's weird is that my sister's 25 in 2 months. Oh my days!
Oh,
and my dad's like 54. That's literally like.
Wait, what you?
I'm just like not like as if they're getting married, but like my sister and my dad have the same age gap as my granddad and my grandma. So when I think about that as if I picture my dad as like a random old man and my sister as a random young woman, not that my dad's old, by the way, Dad, you're not listening, but I know you don't like it, middle-aged, that is the, like, because that's the extent of what it could have been, like, wow, weird.
It's different, but there's nothing wrong with it.
No.
Like 25, like, you know.
No, it's when they're like, if it was like an 18-year-old and a 50-year-old, that's pretty sketchy. I don't know.
That's a bit...
Even 18,
but
though.
Then again, the only argument you can make for that is that 18-year-old can't make their own decision. Like, when you're 18, you can. Like, unless you're fucking... I don't know, mate.
It's weird that I wonder why we decided to sort of draw the line at being able to make decisions and being an adult at 18, you know?
When really 18
because you have to pick a line, like, legally for that sort of thing to work. But it's weird that, like, you could be 17 years old in 360 days and... you be deemed a child, essentially, and then a week later you all of a sudden, you're not all-knowing, but you are treated as though you do have this next level knowledge to be able to make good decisions for yourself, you know?
Yeah, well, like you said, there has to be that fine line, because if you don't have that fine line, then people are really gonna sort of it could go down to like 16 maybe, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I have an interesting question, actually, like what your stance is on this, because there's arguments for both sides, but
I'm a controversial person, Matt.
But like
you're gonna incriminate me.
But like legally there's that line. But like, what's your stance? Say there's a 30-year-old man, he sees a girl in a club, he gets with her, but she's 16. Yeah, and she's 16 using a fake ID. That 30-year-old man, there's a lot less blame to be had when she's pretending to be an adult in an adult situation.
What age is she pretending to be?
Oh, that's irrelevant. She's over 18 because she's in a club, supposedly.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, what could the man do?
Exactly.
Like,
but legally, that 30-year-old man would probably face charges. And like, how messed up is that in some ways?
Yeah, no, that's fucked up.
Because she's like masquerading as this person who can do things with these older men, but she's like, that triggers me.
I mean,
it's
it's all about intention, really. When you think, like, if he goes in knowing she's 16 and tries to like seduce her and that, then that's
totally
up.
Different. Yeah.
But if he thinks she's 18 or above and they look 18
on the basis that they've got loads of makeup on. It's
fuck me, mate. Some of them, I'm surprised, mate. Holy shit, it's ridiculous. Like how young. How like the young girls can like make themselves look like they're fucking 20.
There's like, no way for a boy to do that. I don't think that I've seen anyway. Like boys they've got that like boyish look. Maybe when they're like 16, but when they're like 12, no way. But girls at 12
when you're 12,
can look
you are fucked.
20. You know what I mean? Mate,
it's scary.
Thinking back to like our school, like in like year 8. I don't really see any girls doing that, but it's almost as if like girls now have like even over the last like 10 years have like evolved in some way to just master the art of looking more mature and old. Maybe they just are looking old. Like, I don't know.
Times are changing, man. Like, generations changing. Like, social media is like consumes us now. So now you get sort of these young girls who are looking at all these older girls on social media and that copying their sort of makeup tutorials, maybe. Like, even the way you dress, like the way you do your hair, can make these like huge differences. Before, back in the day, like, and I even mean back in like sort of our day, it wasn't really, you know, there was social media still around and that, but it was nowhere near as crazy as it is now.
Yeah.
And you'd sort of just girls would only compare themselves with the girls around them, and same with guys. Like, you know, you just compare yourself with like your surroundings, but now sort of like you're comparing yourself to the world. You know what I mean? Really, and everyone wants to look older when you're younger. So it's just fucked with people's heads, man. And that's what I mean. Like, that's why I'm so grateful that, and there's a lot of young people listening to this now who I'm not like saying like your generation was fucked. It's not that at all, because older people would say that about our generation. We are kind of fucked anyway. But like, I am very grateful that I'm in the generation I am, sort of, if that makes sense, because although gaming and sort of like social media, that has consumed my life for a good amount of years, it wasn't from the get-go.
Yeah, we're like that weird halfway point between parents and younger children, which I think, to be honest, is a happy medium I'm happy with. Like you said.
It's alright. Like, social media is just fucked, man. I don't think a lot of people realise like how fucked it actually, like, it really messes with your head. Like, I don't... in ways like, maybe even if it's just subconsciously in that, but you're just always comparing yourself with like the world, man.
Yeah, and you can't help
it. With the world, and whereas before sort of like you've only got your bubble, and maybe it enables people like sort of, well, you as a prime example, to really sort of like maximize their potential, and you have this outlet on YouTube where if you didn't have that before, like what would you be doing when you want to be like an entertainer? To try and get on TV would be such hard work, and now you can just do it from like in your home. So there's a lot of positives to it, and I'm glad we have it, because without YouTube, mate, I don't know what I'd be trying to sort of accomplish in life.
What would we be doing? Like,
I'm sure I would have found something, mate, but fuck, like for as long as I can remember, mate, all I've wanted was to be a YouTuber. So, which is mad, like. Well, but then, like I was saying, no, go for it, mate.
Like, my brother was like at a funeral the other day, so that's a bit of a downer. But disregarding that, there was one of the teachers, like teaching assistants from St. Edward's there, and she like spoke to him like saying, "Oh, what are you doing now? What are you doing now?" And she's like, "Oh, what's your brother?"
Who was it?
I don't know. He didn't know any names.
Oh, okay.
It's like, what's your brother doing now? And he was like, "Oh, he's a YouTuber." And she's like, "You know what? Literally everyone at school, every kid, if you ask them what they want to be, wants to be a YouTuber." And I can see like why, because I mean, to them, they just see like it's weird because everyone wants to be a YouTuber, and they think they've kind of got what it takes from the get-go, but have they ever seen a big YouTuber with videos at the quality that they can make? No.
It's
weird that, isn't it? And it's weird because we were the same. Like, we'd look at like YouTube and think we could be a YouTuber, but there are no YouTubers with videos like ours back then
when we were kids. Oh, that were big. God, man,
But we still.
But we were delusional. So, I used to think that it would catch on. Regardless.
I guess
everyone thinks they're the shit.
Like a matter of perspective, like. For the last few years, I've sort of been rating my videos equally. Like, as I get better, I think my videos are like just like always like pretty good. But now I look back a couple years ago and I'm like, oh, okay, I see, I get it. And then you think, why did anyone subscribe to you? Because like I had people in 2012 subscribe to me for what? Like, what,
exactly.
What am I bringing to them realistically? But
that's what's crazy, man, when you have a small channel and people still like watch you religiously. Like when you only had a couple hundred subscribers, like what brought them back? Like it probably just was the fact that they'd always get responded to in comments, which is something actually that kind of segues into something I wanted to mention about how you have these small YouTubers, man, who never respond to comments and never sort of like create a community out of their subscribers.
They're like,
and that
I get
blows
like 5 comments.
my mind, man. That blows my mind. I still try and reply to like all my comments on my main channel, and if I don't reply to them, I heart them at least. And luckily we have that option.
Yeah,
now.
I love the heart option. But it's great.
I've seen people, man, with fucking hundreds of subscribers. Even if you're like a couple thousand, mate, it's not hard at all. I think to respond to every single comment you get. And it makes such a huge difference. Even if like you're not someone who wants to do that. Like I'm just by nature someone who would want to do that, who would want to reply to the people who support me. So it comes naturally for me and for you, I'm sure. But even if you're a person who's like, oh mate, like I don't see that kind of you don't see it in that sort of way. At least for your own gain, reply to comments because that's what's going to bring them back. There's no downside. There's no downsides. Apart from a couple minutes of wasted time, if you want to call it wasted time.
And to be honest, like especially as like a full-time YouTuber, there's quite a bit of like time when I'm like procrastinating, I could be doing other stuff, and that is like a great time to literally just look through comments and just like type stuff. I mean, it's like I remember when I used to wake up. I loved it. I first got like the Studio app or something, and I would wake up and go through every comment and go through and like reply to loads. And it was like my routine to wake up and reply to comments. Now it's different because the kind of like aspect of comments changes when you get bigger. They're less all about the individual video. They're all more general.
That must suck so much.
I think as the number goes up, the quality of comments goes down. Like as like a and then when you're really big, it's all about who can make the best joke, who can get the most attention. It's very little about the actual like content. It does kind of
and like hate is obviously the bigger you get, the more hate you get. So then looking through the comments to try and reply to the good ones, you have to like see all that hate. And you can say like, oh, I don't care, like it doesn't affect me, but there are like it will take a toll on you regardless.
I think the thing is with hate, it either gets to you because you feel it's true, or it gets to you because you can't believe how stupid they are.
That's so true.
And
that's so
like
true.
if someone like a few,
but it gets you either way, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Like a month ago, if someone called me fat, I wouldn't be angry at them. I'd be more like, oh yeah, they're right, and it just sucks. Like, and it's the fact they genuinely notice that, and it's like, and even if they're trying to be like constructive, like it's like they're saying, is it just me or is he like putting on a bit of weight? And you're like, damn, yes I am. Jeez, like why am I like this? And then the other one, it's like they hate on you for like an invalid reason, or they haven't got their facts right. That's what really annoys me, when they try and act as if they know what they're talking about. And that's one thing I think I really need to work on, and I keep telling myself I will.
Yeah,
but I can't resist telling a hater who thinks he's right that he's a moron, because
I hate people
he needs to be put in his place. Right. Like,
yeah,
especially when it's about you personally and they've literally got their facts wrong. Like when one of the most annoying things like is when people say my like giveaways are fake. I'm like, oh my god,
half Harry, half man Harry, mate, half man.
I tell you what about like an old half man Harry in one of his later videos. Like he was like he was like mentioning a video like about someone else's V-Bucks giveaway, and he literally, and his words were something like, I don't care if they're real or fake. So he's now admitted to the fact they kind of can be real, and it's just his whole thing petty, was mate. Just dead.
For context, just tell everyone what happened, just for context.
So this guy called me out and said I was the second most cringy Fortnite YouTuber behind Ali A. I took that as a joke and like ran with it.
Yeah, that's one thing.
He said it on the basis that I do fake giveaways and that I in addition lie to my fans about them, and I like, and his argument was that because you can't literally transfer V-Bucks, it's a lie, but I give people money, I give people gift cards, and they get V-Bucks with that. And it's like when I said back to him, I was like, you know, when you win a holiday, they don't give you the country, they give you a plane ticket. You're not saying, oh yes, I've won a piece of paper, lads. Woo!
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
like this piece of paper means I can go on holiday and get what I won, and it's just like they end up with the prize, and it's like, no.
And even if you even if they didn't give you the plane ticket, but they gave you the money to buy the plane ticket, you still now got what you didn't have before, which is the means to go on that holiday.
Yeah,
which you didn't have before. Yeah, and if you don't want to go on the holiday, then you got the money to do something you want to do more with it.
Literally, that's the thing.
It's a win-win.
People could spend the money I give them if they win a giveaway. Like I gave someone enough money for 13,500 V-Bucks just yesterday because he won one of the 100 Lives players, like when I redrew the winners because the other ones didn't get back to me, and I gave him the money, and yeah, like yes, it was 4 V-Bucks, and I'd assume he'd use it for that because he didn't have it beforehand, and he obviously likes V-Bucks, but he could spend that on like a new headset or something, you know, like
yeah.
To be honest, it's probably a better situation to be in because you're not limited.
Yeah.
It's like a gift card versus cash. If you get a gift card, you're limited to that retailer. Like, whereas if you get cash, you can do whatever you want with it. So
that's so true. Yeah, exactly.
But I could go on for ages about half man Harry.
Yeah, man. And then it was his argument that when you're a kid, you don't care about money, and what the fuck was that all about?
It's like
what kind of childhood did he have?
You don't care about money. It's like
I was all about the dough when I was a kid, mate. Like someone sent me a $5, I'd be buying match attacks.
Dude, I was never on the match attacks. I was on the shootout grind. The shootouts.
Fuck the shootout, mate. I was on that match attack grind, mate. Match attacks was
dude. There's somewhere in my house. There's a completed 05 to 06 manual with all duplicate shinies.
Completed as fuck. Duplicates.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
It's funny. My brother once went to the shop and he got given like £5 to like buy some like stuff, and I don't know how, but he had some like leftover money, and he bought a little something for every member of the family, like a chocolate bar or something. He bought me a pack of shootouts. Man got shiny Thierry Henry in that pack. But
my god!
Did you ever collect any other cards? Because I was on like Top Gear for a bit.
No, it was
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Just match tax.
Oh, dude.
Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh! I did for like a couple months. I tried to get into Yu-Gi-Oh! But no.
I never like really got into it, but I was like a little hustler. Like I never bought a pack of Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, but I took my friend at school gave me, I think.
No, neither did I.
He gave me 3 like duplicate trap cards that he had, and I went from that to over 500 cards of like, but like also really sick ones. Like I don't even know how. I was just literally like hustling, man. Yeah. And then I remember in year 2 there was this like eBay bid. Do you remember when eBay was all the rage and you'd actually watch the bids countdown? Did you ever do that?
No.
Oh, dude. So like now eBay, like I think like there is still bidding like a lot going on the site and stuff, but you can just like buy now and stuff. I don't know if it was back in the day only bidding, but there was this like stack of Pokemon cards, and I was like up. I think it was only like 10 p.m. But when you're like 7, like this is late times. And I was restless. I was laying at night, not sleeping, waiting. And my mum shouted up. She was like, Matt. I was like, yeah. She was like, I won the Pokemon cards. I was like, yes, yes. and I got them. And there were like 8 really good shinies. And I put them in a little envelope and took them into school. And I was the bomb. And then I lost the envelope. I think.
Oh my days, the heartbreak.
I'm pretty sure I lost it.
Honestly.
And I don't know where the cards are at, because I don't remember giving like all the bulk of them. I don't remember giving them away, selling them. There were loads, but I've not seen them. I genuinely don't know where they are. So...
Mate, when you were a kid as well, losing stuff was heartbreaking, man.
Yeah.
Like when I lose stuff now, I sort of you just take it on the chin like it is what it is. But back in the day, man, I remember when I think I was about, oh man, I had the iPhone 3GS, I think it was. So ages ago, yeah. And I remember my uncle got it for me, and this is like I went from sort of not having a phone to sort of straight to that, because my uncle, I remember going to the car. I literally remember this, going to the car phone warehouse, which is like the phone shop that we have here, and I wanted one of those phones where you could just, it has like a bunch of buttons on it and you could type your messages like that.
Well, like, I wanted a button for every letter.
Yeah, because I hated the thought of fucking pressing the same button 3 times to get one letter, which you had to do.
Oh yeah, like when you had the keypad, like with the numbers.
Yeah.
I got rapid at that though. Not gonna lie, for what it was. Oh yeah,
no, I never did. Like I fucked about with a few flip phones, and I was just like, nah, fuck this.
S was always the worst, because you had to go PQRS on one button.
That's long. Yeah, it's long. Like I don't want to be doing that, exactly.
Yeah, anyway.
So I wanted one where it's a button for every letter, so I could like type to talk to my friends and shit like that.
Yeah.
And then he came over. My uncle came with me and my mum to go like buy it, and he was like, "No, get this. Trust me, I just got this new iPhone 3GS. Like it's sick." And
How
I was
old
like,
were
"Nah,
you?
mate. Like whenever the iPhone 3GS was the newest iPhone."
Let's have a look.
So I'll have to have a look at that.
Yeah, iPhone.
I'm actually interested.
Just released. Oh, 2009. Ooh.
Yeah, mate. So I was 2000. I was 11. Yeah, so it's quite early for a phone actually, and then I got the iPhone. Yeah, he was like, yeah, get the iPhone 3GS. I was like, fuck's sake, like, all right, I'm just gonna listen to you. Like, you kind of like peer pressure me into it, and then I got the iPhone 3GS, and obviously when I got it, I was happy. And then I remember I went with one of my mates to Chelsea Football Club when I was like sort of 12 years old, and we like went to go meet some players. And I never really gave a fuck about football, but it was just a day out, and like he invited me, so I was like, all right, we'll go.
Yeah.
And it was obviously in London, where fucking things get chawed on the daily.
Oh wait, we went to Stamford Bridge back, didn't we? When we went to London that time with Marky Doodah.
I mean, yeah,
is that where you went?
I think so. I don't know if they had that stadium. I don't know much about football, but
they've been
went
to
to Chelsea
Bridge
Football Club anyway.
Yeah, ages.
If they had Stamford Bridge back then yeah.
Okay.
And we went there, and then my phone got stolen. Someone pickpocketed it from me.
Ooh.
And I felt it sort of like come out like.
You didn't really think anything of it though.
Yeah, I didn't really think anything of it. And then I checked my phone, went for my phone, and it wasn't there.
That heart attack though, when you do that, even now,
mate,
you know what I mean?
And I was like, obviously I was 12 years old. Yeah, but now if I lost my phone, I'd be like, fuck, that's so annoying. But you know, it is what it is. But mate, back then, oh my god, that phone was everything to me, dude. I was like, I started bawling out. I was going up to everyone and I sort of like grabbing them. I was like, do you know what my phone is? Like, mate, 12-year-old me raging, mate. I'm all about rage, like severe rage. I was asking everyone where my phone was, and to this day, mate, if I could find that phone, mate, the amount of money I'd pay to have that phone back, just because it had so many photos, mate, and videos on it, that of like my baby cousin when he was just born. Wow. What else, mate? Just all these memories, man, where I would do anything, mate, to look through them and see all the shit. And yeah, man, oh my god. And then I had another phone, dude, which I dropped through the fucking decking in a pier. Oh my god, right into the sea, mate. I jumped in the sea at like 10 p.m.
Really? You jumped straight in?
Yeah, I jumped straight in, like just got my clothes off and jumped in, went, I swam onto the pier, I was looking for it. Fucking, mate, there were crabs all around it. I was like, no, get the fuck crabs, mate. I'm not about crabs. So yeah, mate, losing my phone, mate. And I just to think about it, like all the photos and videos I would love to have back.
Yeah.
That I've now lost forever, mate. Forever. Yeah. There's so many memories that obviously that my mind can't remember that would bring back like
more memories.
Moments, mate. Moments.
I feel that way like about YouTube videos as well. Although they were so cringy, I wish I had access to every YouTube video I've ever made. I wish.
Like, I think I do, kind of.
I have hundreds that are gone.
Why would you not? Did you delete them?
Well, there's one time my channel. Okay, I've got a funny story.
Ooh,
so
I like a funny story.
2012. I got a channel called VlogScript 1. Do you remember those days? Maybe not.
Not in the slightest.
Okay, so this was my first channel to reach 1,000 subscribers, 2012. And by this point, everyone was getting tired of me. And say everyone was like in my family. When I started a new channel, they're like, "Oh my god, why are you starting again?" I wanted to start a new channel in August 2012. Made Living Like Matt 1, which is, still on the... And not all the videos are on there because I used to vlog and all that. But I made that. And I was like, I really don't want the ridicule of getting... I've never told anyone this, by the way. Never told anybody what I'm about to tell you.
Oh, okay.
And
now you have to tell about
I was like,
people.
I don't want to get ridiculed for changing channel again. So here's what I did. I logged into VlogScript 1, deleted all the videos, and to this day, right up until this point, the story was always, my channel got hacked. They never deleted it, but they removed all the videos, so I'm just gonna start again.
Oh,
and yeah,
bless you.
Everyone bought it, and I didn't get that stick for swapping channels. I was like, yes, it worked. So I deleted all my videos. The channel's still there. I don't know why I didn't just delete the channel if I really wanted them to believe my story, but
yeah.
Although actually, I think I kept the channel so I could post a video saying, "Hey, I got hacked. Come over to the new channel."
My God.
But and yeah, no one complained and I'd always say when people say what channel are you on now? Like I used to get that a lot. Really before Far From Film, I'd get that what channel are you using now kind of thing, and I was like, oh, I got hacked, so I had to change, blah blah blah. And they were like, oh, okay, makes sense. But yeah, I never got hacked.
Oh my days, yeah. Why did they even? You were young, mate. Why would they even sort of be that care that much that you were switching channels?
I don't know. I think. I guess they saw it as I guess they saw it as a waste of time, but I think back then I was really wise to the whole inactive subscriber base. And if you've got an inactive few 100,000 subscribers, I've got quite a few inactive subs now, but it doesn't matter because you've got so many numbers to make up for it. But when you have an inactive 1,000 subscriber base, people don't know how much harder it is, in my opinion, to grow from that than it is to just start afresh with some better content. And
yeah, it's not easy, of course. Yeah,
I just don't think they understood my reasoning for really doing it, and they just thought they saw it more as giving up rather than starting something new.
It's the opposite of giving up, really.
If anything, there is definitely a challenge to starting.
You've lost everything that you started, everything that you sort of worked for.
Yeah, well, it's like for Pick a Pixel. I remember the day I started the channel, and then I was ready for this big launch. And I remember it was my dad's birthday, just before his birthday meal. I finished recording on this old laptop that we still have downstairs, my first episode of Minecraft, and I was buzzing for it. I was ready to go. And then that evening, I sat on the lounge floor for 2 hours mining away sand to create a thumbnail. If you go look at the thumbnail of my oldest video, you'll see the sand is leveled. It was not leveled before I took that picture.
My days.
And I remember being so hyped, and the fact that it's by the time this podcast goes up, I can 99% guarantee I'll be at 300,000 subscribers.
300,000, you say?
Yeah.
Wait, what are you on now? Holy shit.
299.
Mate, let me have a look at exactly what you are fucking.
So if you go to the oldest video as well, you'll see the
that's mad. That's
mad.
You're gonna 300k, mate. Yeah. I'll have a look at that later.
Yeah,
that seems mad. 300k, mate. And this channel was dead.
Yeah,
this channell was dead, mate. I thought this channel was beyond recovery.
Yeah.
You put up a cheeky subscriber then, mate. There you go.
Oh, go on. And also I remember with why do I keep doing this? I'm ready to go, and then I'm just not ready to go anymore.
Wait, what do you mean? Your head's gone?
Yeah, I had something to say, and then.
It's early in the morning, mate.
It's just it's
1 o'clock. That's early for me.
Oh yeah, I remember. God damn it. Okay, it's
See, there you go, mate.
It was because I made the video. What's really really cool actually is this past month I've really sort of started to get my life together, as you're aware of and stuff. And when I got to 250,000 subscribers, I was in Iceland, and from then it really started to take off. It's been just over 2.5 months to get 50,000 subs, which is pretty solid, but I think it can maintain and keep going up. And first of all, my goal for the year was to just get 100,000 subscribers for the course of the year. So basically go from 245,000 to 345. But I said in my 250,000 subscriber video that I'll probably make another video in 6 months' time, like I did 6 months before that video, basically talking about my life, and I had goals I wanted to achieve, and hopefully I'll achieve them. And with the 300,000 subscribers, that was one of my goals. And also to get fitter was one of my goals. So it's going to be really cool in August to make the update video and hopefully look back and think, you know what, I actually in a weird way announced my aims and goals without actually announcing them, and then followed through with it. Like,
right,
I'm hoping to be able to do that.
How are you going with all of that? Like, with all your sort of fitness and everything, like, how's that going still?
Well, it's going well. Like, I'm trying to look less at the weighing scale, partly because I'm putting on muscle and losing fat and stuff. But I looked this morning, and I just passed 1.5 stone lost. So
wow,
21.5 pounds today, which
fucking
is like
hell, man. So have you continuously done that 2 workouts or whatever? Like, have you?
Yeah.
How are you doing with that? You have.
I've been doing it minimum for the like we're like in the middle of week 4 for those who don't know at the time of recording. For those 3.5 weeks, I've done like minimum 10 a week workouts. Yeah.
Wow, man.
And
wow.
I think 5 days minimum stick to the strict like diet plan, and then a couple of days I've let loose. But yeah, so it's been pretty much like I possibly could have dropped a few more pounds if I made running more of a priority. But I think. But I'm really like, if this is what I can do in 1 month, and I've got 3 months left.
Yeah.
Because I tell you what, I looked in the mirror yesterday. There's still like some fat around my stomach, but I saw a cheeky ab poking out on the side.
Cheeky ab?
Yeah, at a very tensed, weird lighting angle,
yeah.
but it was there, and I was like, okay, we're
that's mad.
Making moves.
It's just crazy how you're fucking like just going for it, because like I haven't given up. I'm still going for it. But mate, like these past couple of days, man, I don't know. Like obviously, like with the waking up thing as well. Like I'll sort of be waking up later. Yeah. I haven't been eating shit. I mean, I ate shit one day when we went to the cinema. Yeah. But other than that, like I haven't been eating shit. But just with the workouts, mate, like I just. It's almost. I'm not making excuses. At the end of the day, it comes down to me being lazy. But it feels like overwhelming how much I don't want to do it, and I don't know if that's like. Due to like lack of, I don't know. I really don't know. And it's like I wonder. I sit there and I wonder, like, is that what everybody feels? Like, is everyone
that's the thing,
this fucking against doing that? And it must be, because otherwise, you know, getting fit wouldn't be such an issue for so many people. It's overwhelming, man. And I'm going today at 5:30 regardless to do to go to Ipod today.
Nice.
But like.
Get choked out for an hour.
Yeah, exactly. Just get fucked up for an hour. But it's like, I remember when the other day. Sorry, mate, my nose is playing up again. Luckily, at the end of the podcast, and not since the beginning.
Yeah.
But the other day when we went to me and Ben saw you and Gina at Bowlplex.
Yeah.
Well, fucking, I'm not calling it the dead bowl.
The Hollywood Bowl.
Mate. Fuck off, mate. It's Bowlplex in my eyes. Where we were playing pool and that. When I went to go get a drink, and then Gina went to go get a drink as well.
Yeah.
And then we were in the queue.
Right.
And we were talking about sort of like about the sort of weight loss thing and the whole sort of thing we're both doing.
Yeah.
And then she was saying how like you're doing really well with it and you're like sticking to it and that. And I was saying like it's crazy how sort of when. Seems like with you, when you put your, I think she said this word for word, like when you put your mind to something, like you do it. Yeah. Like, and it's not really any there's a bit of slacking here and there, but like nowhere near as much as like you'd expect from most people. Like when you put your mind to something, you get it done.
I think it comes down to priority.
And it's
like
but
I make that my number one.
I need that sort of like mental strength, man. I don't have it, and it's fucking infuriating me. Like
I think I make up for like in mental like strength for like workouts what I lack in self-control with food, because my self-control could be better. I mean, when I like you said, like when I have that goal, if I know it's achievable, which what we have going on now for the next few months definitely is, I achieve it regardless. And here's another thing like I did to make it basically like almost impossible to fail. I don't want to go into anything with that attitude because that is quite dangerous. But
it is,
I made a promise to Gina that I would do it.
Right.
When I like you can say things, but when I promise something, that's like your whole honor's on the line, and you are like almost like for me like that's like
you love as well.
Exactly, and like I promised to her that I would do this. Not that, like she genuinely like she cares about my health, but she doesn't really care what I look like. She must have something crazy going on in her eyes because she thinks I look good regardless. But like it's, and sometimes that really does motivate you. Like if I'm really pushing, just knowing that I promised that I would do it really, I think more than most people, really makes me not give up, I think.
Yeah, no, I get that completely, man. Fuck. Maybe that's, I don't know,
Like, because when you break a promise, like, any other promises lose meaning. Like, you know? Like they're not as
That's what it is.
Powerful.
I think that's why I struggle a bit, because, like, obviously I sort of on my ones at the moment, and then like if I was to make a promise to someone, it'd be my dad.
Yeah.
So but I've promised him multiple times before that I'd sort of get in shape. So now if I promised him, it wouldn't have that sort of like that strength to it, sort of that I'm like fuck.
It is hard to reserve promises for things that like there's the part of the whole don't make promises you can't keep thing, but then there's part of the promise is to try and hold yourself more accountable in the hopes that it will actually work. But it is definitely hard. Like I try and save the word promise for something that is a guarantee, and and then there's a few times where this isn't a guarantee. Like a lifestyle change is definitely not a guarantee, but I think the promise is helping me make it so.
Right. Yeah. So you think that's a big component to why sort of like you're even because do you have those? I wanted to ask you, like, do you have those days where you wake up and like literally. And I mean, like, the last fucking thing you want to do is work out. Like, it's, I say overwhelming, but obviously, like...
It's never in the morning. I stopped putting so much pressure on myself to get up and do it straight away. Like, when I used to do it, I'd wake up at 6:30. I'd be doing press-ups by 6:45. I stopped that because that's unrealistic and I don't need to go anywhere. Like, that was because I had school and I knew I had a deadline to meet and I was accountable for a lot of other things other than just myself. Whereas now... all I have to do is like work at home, so I don't make myself work out straight away. And then in the morning, even if it takes 2 hours of me laying in bed, I watch a lot of fitness related videos, even just vlogs of people getting fit. Like I watch that, and then I just sort of ease into it, and it works. But the evening, a few times, I would say like 2 or 3 times this month, there has been times I'm like, I just don't want to.
Right.
But then, like yesterday, I don't know why. Like I don't know if it's like some form of mild body dysmorphia where like no matter what I see so many things wrong with me.
Right. Okay.
And I'm very like hypercritical of myself, and then other times I'll look at myself at like a different angle or a different light, and it's like it's totally different, totally changed. And before my workout yesterday, which I did quite late, it was like 9:30. I didn't want to do it, but then by the time I just literally did it because not doing it for me wasn't an option because then I've failed the whole day in my eyes because that's what I set out to do.
Say that bit again. That bit before what feeling not doing what was a failure.
Like if I didn't like if almost like not doing it wasn't an option because by that point I would have
not doing what though
the workout I would have failed.
Right, okay, yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. I did it and I always get pumped enough. And actually last night was. I said it was getting quite easy to do the workouts that I did from the start. I upped the weight last night and this morning, and that definitely brought it back to as difficult as I need it to be. But I did it,
mad,
and I all of a sudden felt really good. And then I weighed myself this morning at like a record low, and like all of it combined. And I genuinely think mental state seems to have a lot to do with it. If I go to bed feeling good, I wake up and it feels like I see more benefit. Like when I have like with that workout, I felt really good. I woke up and I lost like quite a bit of weight. And when I had that cheat day, I went to bed not feeling guilty, which is something I've really struggled to do. But I went to bed thinking, you know what, that was fine. Like I had pizza, I had chocolate, whatever, and I woke up and I didn't gain any weight. And I'm really wondering if the mental state has genuinely that much of an impact, you know?
I think it does, but for me, mate, the mental state is everything. And I think for a lot of people, it's the thing is, man, what fucking... I think for me, it honestly takes like a rewiring, mate, of my brain.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been trying this for so long that it's so easy for me now to justify. And, mate, like, I'm all about not making excuses and that, man. But fucking... my brain could really come up with some crazy excuses for just to justify not working out sometimes, and I try to fight it. I'm like, no, like I need to, but then I'm sort of like, right, you know what, just today I won't do it for whatever, and it really, and I let it get a hold of me like that, and I know that is what needs to change if I'm gonna fucking make any difference in my life, and it sucks because my dad, I showed you like my dad the other day, like he's like a polar opposite of me, man. Like when he gets something in his mind, he goes for it, he kills it, he doesn't like, there's none of that fucking like bullshit, stupid fucking excuses, laziness and that. And it's infuriating, man, because like it's been dealing with it my whole life, and it's not like I said, it's at the end of the day it comes down to me. I'm the only person who can change it. And what it will take is going like, because it's always after 2-3 weeks, mate, when I hit this.
2 weeks is huge. I don't know why.
2-3, yeah. And I feel like if I could just boss it for another 2-3 weeks, I've overcame the hardest part. So how can it really get that much harder? Like, it'll get that hard again probably, but then I've already overcame it. But I've never in my life, maybe once or twice, but not enough anyway, overcome those really overwhelming sort of like impulses, I don't know, to sort of like not do what you should do. I always let it sort of like just like win, basically.
I think the thing is, like you said about the mental thing, is like, because to do what you want to do, you are physically capable. You know, your body can handle what you want to do. You know, you're strong.
Yeah,
you can
but my brain
it literally is, like you said, like the rewiring of your habits, and I think it's the, like, what is it people say? It's something like 6 months to break a habit. And that is long. But I think if you get past like the first month with all the individual weeks, is definitely the hardest. I'm excited to see when this next month comes up, which is in a week's time. Like, we've been doing it for a month. I think because I haven't done more than more than what I've done now for nearly 2 years, like in a row, and the fact that we're finally like there, because this first month is so hard, because like the people in your life kind of have to adjust to it a little bit as well. They have to accept that you're not going to do certain things, you're not going to, like, you know, be around as much or whatever, or you might be tired or something, and it is weird. Like, you got to change your life, and it's a lifestyle change, man. And it's just I haven't given up on it. Like I said, I sound like I've given up on it. I haven't, but I've really hit that. Like, I know, for example, like, I know I'm going today, and I'm even more accountable for it today to go, because Ben's going with me today to Ipod. So like I sort of have to go because I need to show him the ropes and everything. But it's like even now, to speak about it, I really cannot be fucked. That's the thing. You could so easily not do it, and you kind of, it doesn't feel like,
and it's that mentality of
not making any progress as well. You're just kind of like sat, like it doesn't really affect you either way, I guess.
And then you have those days where you do overeat, and then you do, like, for example, like when I went to when we were at the Tower Park the other day, like we had that pizza, and I was sort of like, then I sort of think, like, is this workout really good? I've already kind of fucked myself a bit with that pizza.
I totally get you. Is this
the brain, it made my mind just, and I don't know why, because I'm trying to make my body healthier. Like, surely my mind wants to be in a better state. Like, what the fuck's going on there?
If you take a step back and you look at it logically, let's say pizza is -2 and workout is +2. Do the maths. The workout's definitely going to help you. But when you think about that -2, you think it's like that's it. You're like in a bad state now. So what's the workout going to do? But it is so hard to, and I'm sure there's a lot of people, especially because either they've never had this sort of struggle, or they are younger and they're almost not old enough to have this struggle, because you have to be a very exceptional case to really struggle with your health and weight when you're like 8 or whatever. But it to people who don't understand, it is very hard to understand the whole battle between.
It's so hard to understand.
Letting something bad really almost take over anything good. Like, it just I feel you.
I've experienced it on more things than just sort of losing weight, which I'm not going to go into. So like, I know that sort of like you could really sort of like be self-sabotage, self-destructive, and you sort of get into this. It's a mindset thing. You sort of get into this mindset where you really justify it, and you're comfortable just destroying yourself in whatever way it is, whether that's, I don't know, drugs or fucking like not working out, little things like that. And you could really sort of be weirdly comfortable with fucking yourself over.
I was like that with binge eating. Like binge eating's a big.
I'd be doing that my whole life. Like
you were saying. But you don't think anything of it as well when you're so used to doing it. Because like, I find it crazy. Like, when for the past like year, I left McDonald's in February. I did very little to no exercise for almost a year, and ate terribly, but was kind of, like you said, when I'm not thinking about it, weirdly okay with it and knowing how bad it is.
I feel you're weirdly okay with it. You're comfortable with it. You're like, I think it's because you're not doing it with that sort of thought in your head saying like, oh, I should be working out, because you fully accepted it. Like, you know what? No, I'm binge eating, and I want to fucking binge eat.
And you don't wake up thinking that you're going to work out. You're aware that you're not doing that. So you're like, I'll eat.
And in the back of your head, far in the back of your head, you're like, oh no, but it's fine because I'll sort it out eventually. Like,
always eventually.
Yeah, that's what sort of justifies it. If you're gonna binge it for the rest of your life, it'd be hard to justify it, you know, because you're gonna kill yourself.
Yeah.
But fucking, in the back of your head, you're like, it's alright. In a couple of months' time, I'll sort it out. I'll get back on it, and I'll sort it all out. So for now, I'm just gonna enjoy being
a recluse.
Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly.
I suffered from that hugely, saying I'll sort it out eventually. Particularly because I was always like, I've done it before, I'm capable of doing it again. That killed me. Like, literally thinking that I've done it before. That's what just, oh, mate, yeah, I feel
and I feel like it's never gonna, I feel like it never ends, but it probably does, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, do you think...
That's what I thought about a rewiring, sort of.
Yeah, you'd have to be at that state where you're, maybe not even like ripped, but like just confident physically, but then you have that mental state of like having a good relationship with food, eating and feeling good about when you eat all the time, exercising and feeling good about when you exercise all the time, because there are people, few people that live their life like that. They're kind of healthy, they eat okay, not great, not bad, and they're just like happy. And like, I really want to get to that stage, really want to get to that stage.
Yeah, well, I look at my cousin, Matt, who you've played Fortnite over a couple of times. He's like really healthy, he's like ripped, he's fit as fuck, but he can also really fucking binge eat when he wants to.
Yeah.
So I've been with him a few times, and like he's like, yeah, let's just fucking go all out, like get like a fat pizza and that. But he never stops the working out and all of that, so it doesn't really affect him. I'm sure he sees it affect him probably a bit, but like I don't see it, and he's still fit 24/7 regardless.
That's the thing. Like I mean? I've never tried. I'm always, you know, me. I'm like very all in. Like so I would either eat healthy and work out, or eat bad and not work out. I'd love to get fit and then keep working out and see what happens when I eat a bit more freely, because the hope is when I'm fit and I'm working out, I can to that point eat what I want and stay the same. Because people like us, we have that excuse of no matter, like, if we eat bad, we gain weight no matter what. But have we really tried eating a bit bad but still maintaining that fit
hard workout? Yeah.
And for me, I know the answer's like no. Or I mean, when I did do it, I did stay lean, you know.
Yeah, I haven't tried it. Yeah, I don't know. I've never been fit. That's the thing. You have. Like, you know what it's like on the other side.
Yeah, it's
I have no idea.
It's like it sounds cliche, but like it's worth it. And if you like you stick at it, like it's worth it, 100%.
Well, my dad talks to me about it every night. Like, I talk to my dad mostly about it. The problem with that is he's never been fat in his entire life.
Right. Yeah.
He's never even he's put on a bit of weight, a tiny bit.
Yeah.
But he doesn't. When he tells me like, come on, like when I say to him like, yeah, no, I'm failing again, Dad, I'm fucking up again, and he'll say on the phone like, you know, like sort it the fuck out, like not in a bad way, like in a nice, like motivating way, like he's just trying to get me to do it.
Come on, son.
And
like,
he'd be like, come on, like he's like, you just got to stick at it. It's like, why?
What's wrong?
He's like, it's all about, you know. He's like, when I wake up, it doesn't matter how I feel. Like I still work out. Like you got it. It's like mind over body, whatever, all that shit.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm in two minds because one, he's right. There's no denying it. Like he's right. It is literally just doing things you don't want to do. It's just getting it done, regardless of how you feel. Literally, regardless of how you feel at all.
Yeah.
Like my dad will have like 2 hours sleep and he'll still smash a workout.
Yep.
Like it doesn't matter if he's traveling or whatever. But then in the other part of my head saying like, don't listen to him. He doesn't know what he's talking about because he's never been in your position.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what it's like to be fat. He thinks he's had those sort of temptations and that, but he's not had them on your scale.
No, yeah.
And so in that case, like it's that war, mate. And I know both are probably kind of right, to be honest. Like he's always known being fit. He's never known what it's like to sort of binge eat and fucking not work out and sit down all day every day. He's been on his feet like his whole life, and it's two completely different mindsets. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I like you said. Like I find myself a lot more like endeared by and attracted to the YouTubers, like particularly that who have done like a weight loss journey and then stayed fit. Like there's this guy, you should check him out actually. He's called Obese to Beast. He lost like nearly 200 pounds.
Wow.
And he's ripped now and living a healthy lifestyle, and he like I've watched so many videos of him talk about his like struggles and how he used to be like, and you can relate so much more, and it's so much more motivating to know that they actually know what they're talking about. Like, because it is hard to see some really chiseled, ripped, like, Adonis god telling you, like, it's time to stop being fat. And it's like, well, how about you start being fat first and then come back?
Yeah, like, fuck you, like, you know, shit. Like, but what I find with that, and again, this is just, like, trying to find an excuse at every corner. which at the end of the day, it is just about doing things you don't want to do and just turning up. But still, what I find about those sort of really obese situations where they get obese and they get fit and they stay fit, the thing is with that is it's not really an option for them to go back to being the way they were, if that makes sense.
Them
for
being
me,
anyone who's done it, or them who like makes a career out of it?
Say that again.
Like when you say it's not an option to go back, like is that for people who made a career out of it? Because that I understand. Or do you just mean anyone in general who's gone from obese to being fit?
Anyone in general, but it's obviously an option. So I know what you're saying.
Definitely
it's obviously an option.
Lot, like.
Yeah. No, of course. What I'm trying to say is it's a completely different life. For being obese, a lot of people can't even walk. You know, they walk for like a minute and they go back to they can't walk anymore. Little things like that. It's not a life. You know what I mean? Being obese is not really having a life.
Yeah.
But I can live the same life I'd live being the way I am now, a bit chubby.
I get you now.
Yeah, or being ripped. So it's not that big of a difference. It's just I want to be ripped more than this.
Yeah.
But it's not that I'm gonna live that much longer if I get ripped. You know what I mean? I'm not fat. You know what I mean? I'm just like I'm chubby. I suppose as far as
you're concerned, there's no like health problems that you know of so far, and like you said, you would still do the same things you do. Like you're confident in yourself as well. Like not like entirely. Like I'm sure if you're ripped, you'd be a lot more confident. But like you put yourself in social situations. You do live your life still regardless. And I think that
it doesn't affect my life that much, and it would change my life a lot, but not to the extent that it would for a fucking like £300 man to sort. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So but. That change from where I am now to being fit still feels like that obese to beast, if that makes sense. It still feels like that much of a struggle. But there's less stakes on the line. Like he's doing it, and in the back of his head he knows that if he fails, you know, he's gonna live 20 years less. He's not gonna be able to have, you know, everything is affected by that. Literally everything is affected by being obese. But like I was saying, for me and being ripped, the difference is like
you're also tall as well, so you don't actually look like like that picture I took of you at pool, by the way. Like you look if I stand up straight, being, you know.
Yeah, with my chest up and sort of like, you know, I don't look that fat really.
Yeah.
But I feel it. But it's it just comes down to the only thing that I've got to, and I don't have anyone to promise as well to really. So like the only thing I've got is just sort of me sort of promising myself, and there's not really any factors to it that sort of helps me with that motivation. And again, this is making excuses because at the end of the day, like it shouldn't matter. But I'm just sort of trying to like make people understand like it's not. Obese person's got those external motivators, and
at 19 as well, like it is usually for cosmetic purposes that someone would get lean. Like the health is like, great, but you can be like, I'm not saying you can be like an entirely healthy individual inside, like a ripped person if you're like really overweight, but like you yourself can sort of live a healthy lifestyle and not be ripped. You can kind of be similar to how you are. You can feel healthy, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
At your age at this point, it's like you're 40, 50 and got like a pretty bad belly. Like a lot of it is about, I suppose, like for both of us, like at our age, it is about how you look. You want to look good. You know?
Yeah, and that obviously is hand in hand with how you feel.
Which isn't as motivating as people would think, looking good. Like,
exactly.
It's a great thought to have.
It's
not,
like,
man, I would love to be ripped, but
that's what it is.
It doesn't make you get out of bed in the morning and do it.
That's what it is, yeah. That's why this self-discipline thing is like, I'm trying to get it, and it's like, and it's just a constant bout. Like I always say, like my worst enemy is myself. Like I'm always like battling
worst
with myself.
Critic,
like,
biggest fan,
everything, man,
every extreme there is. You are that for yourself.
Exactly, man. Yeah, and fuck, I don't know, man. It's like I said, I haven't given up. It's just,
and that's the thing. You haven't made like backwards progress. Like you haven't fallen off the rails. You're still slowly making progress as you go. You know.
See, yeah, in the big scale, I haven't really made that much backwards progress, but it feels like it. It really feels like I've gone backwards. Like I had that pizza, then I haven't done a workout for 2 days, which feels like shit. And then it's just like, but it's only been one pizza. That's the only time I've ever ate out of in this whole time we've been doing it. It's the only time I've ever cheated.
Less than me. That's less than me.
Yeah, but you're working out a lot more than me, so you could just, you know what I mean? It's these little things, and like then I've missed 2 workouts, and that feels like game over, like that.
It's hard.
And that's
yeah.
And like I said, if you're fit and you've never been fat, you can't really understand it. Like, but fuck, man. Like you said, if you're younger as well, it's hard to understand. But when you've been doing it, trying to make that change for like 10 fucking years, like fuck me, like
I don't like that feeling tiring. When you, because you can be quite deluded as to what progress actually is when you're in the moment. Like yesterday specifically, again, it's kind of nice in a way that happened yesterday, so it's so fresh in my mind. But I genuinely, like, I was looking at myself and like even knowing literally that I'm 20 pounds lighter and I'm leaner, I'm looking at myself and I'm still thinking, where is the progress? What, like, I felt yesterday genuinely like I'd made no progress. And I was telling Gino, I was like, I literally feel in some ways the same, and I don't get how. Because, like, for the effort that I've put in this last few weeks, I should see some progress. And I have, but, like, in that moment, that's not what I saw. Like,
yeah, but I really see it on you. For example, like when I saw you the other day, like, you look like a completely different person to me.
Really?
Yeah, I swear to God, like, you're looking great. But obviously, it's hard for you to sort of see it. You know what I mean? Like, because you're seeing yourself every single day. I don't see you that much.
And yeah, and when you're like losing weight as well, the scrutiny you have on yourself is extra high.
It's fucking brutal.
Every time, like, and like, there's like a mirror, like a length mirror in my room, and like every morning, look in it. Every time I go out of the room, look in it. It's same. And there's a little bit of like vanity there, I guess. I think, you know, there's some days where you're like feeling yourself like, hey, but like you just
that's what you want.
You want like you're almost like updating yourself every like hour, and it's like, and being a YouTuber as well, like for instance, like this podcast, I've had my face in front of me for an hour, like. And I'm looking at myself like, oh, what's going on here then?
Same. I'm looking at myself right now. I'm just like, fuck me, man. I'm gonna sort it out. Yeah. Like, Jesus. I can see like fuck. Yeah, mate, it's not easy, man. It's not easy.
Do you ever like look at yourself like, and you think, oh.
Yeah, mate, fucking hell. Like, all the fucking time, I'm just like, what's going on?
Have you ever like had that like moment where you actually do like take an extra moment, like you get really like up close in the mirror or whatever, like say you're in the bathroom where like the mirror's like just there, and you don't even look at like
fucking
your
daily
features,
basis.
like you might like look into your own eyes and you're like, right. And you're like thinking about looking at yourself and thinking about yourself, and you're just like,
mate,
what is going on?
If anyone saw me like doing that, they'd be like, what in God's name is he fucking doing in the mirror? Like, I'm literally staring at myself. I'm like, Jesus Christ. But then you do have those days where you look at yourself and you're like, yeah, like you do it, nice one, mate.
Yeah, which is
I rate that.
Weird,
but they come few and far between. So
yeah, like you wonder why today, like because literally I'm kind of the same as I was yesterday. Why am I feeling myself today? Yeah, man. Yeah, I wonder what it's like, man, to be fair. I don't know. I need to experience. I think I need to get a taste of it to really. Little taste.
I need to get a taste of actual fucking change, I think. Because I see these little tiny changes, but I've never had a taste of what it's like to, like, you know, maybe see an ab, for example, like you said earlier. Or, like,
a really
little things like that, or see, like, a defined face.
Well, like, how have you, I know you haven't been doing this, like, every day, but like your like progress like videos and pictures, have you been on that as much as you would have liked, or not really?
No, I've done two. I've literally done two. I did the one at the beginning, then I did one like when you said like, no, trust me, do it, and then that's literally it. Because I don't, like I said, in my like heart, I'm just like, fuck me, mate, you don't even really deserve to do one. You haven't really. I suppose, it's gonna be the same. Yeah, like, that's the point actually. Yeah, like when there's a few times when I've done it, I was like, right. Why, like, I would not do it on a day because I was like, literally nothing's happened. Like, why would you do one? But I think, I genuinely think, and I'll stress this again, like I said before, like if you did do it every day, although there's like no different, like for 3 days in a row, I'd film the same video and I'd be like, well, that's just literally a carbon copy. But I really think you should do it. Yeah, man. I could. Oh yeah, no, so I got like a little drop left. Fuck's sake. But yeah, no, I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm gonna go today. See. I could do the workout. See how I feel. I'm gonna try and eat well. And
you feeling optimistic for the next couple months? Do you reckon? Or are you kind of like in that stage where you're like, you want to feel optimistic, but for some reason you're a little bit...
I really want to, mate. But in my heart and in my brain, I feel just worn out already, and it's only been 2 weeks. Like, it's fucking crazy, man. I'm so used to just. Mate, it's the amount of times I've done this cycle as well. It's the amount of times in the past fucking like 8-9 years, mate, where I've worked out for a bit, ate well for a bit, seen a bit of changes, gone back to being a fucking slob, constantly over and over, mate, countless times.
Do you find that, like, I don't know, because like, do you find that when you go through this cycle, is it like, do you lose a bit of weight and then like go back to like old ways? Do you always end up going back to the point you were before, or do you always go back to the point you were before plus a little bit extra?
No, just back to the point I was before. Really, literally it's just like back and forth. You don't see yourself like, because I remember before you spoke about like you almost felt like you hit this peak weight where you just don't see yourself really going past it. Regardless. Yeah, I don't really surpass 16 stone. I'm always about 15-10.
Right.
Like, yeah, I don't really surpass. I think I have done once or twice, but like I sort that out pretty quickly when it happens. Yeah. That's just like when I'm being a fucking. like savage when it comes to like self-destruction. Like that's the only time I surpassed 16. But that's not the usual me. The default me is a 15-10.
Right.
If that makes sense. Yeah. So like
It's weird. It's weird how perspective works, though. By the way, because I watched a video of mine the other month, and I spoke about my weight. I was like, "Yes, I've gained weight." You guys have said in the comments, and in that video, I said I'm 13 stone, and that's what I'm at now. So because unlike like you, where I'd go back to the same point, every time I'd go back to my unhealthy ways, I'd go a bit further. And I got I got to 14 stone 8. I was and that's like 204 pounds for like anyone who does that, and that is like nearly 2 stone more what a year ago I would consider really overweight for me. And I'm like, geez, but like I don't know, it's crazy.
Yeah, man. Well, mate, it's been hour 15.
It's been an hour 15.
I feel like we've ended on a good topic. We could carry on, but I feel like we ended on a pretty passionate subject.
But honestly, I think some people might watch this, say they watched everyone, they're like, man, they talk about exercise a lot, they talk about food a lot, but you guys have to understand, like, this, like, it does, when you do something like this, it does consume your life, and it is a lot of what you think about, a lot of what you talk about, like my brain is literally made up of, like, sort of friends and gaming, YouTube and gaming, relationship, and lifestyle. So a lot of what comes out of my mouth is going to be related to that for this point, because I'm kind of at the like transition stage where I'm trying to make it happen. There's not like big things going on in my life other than that. It's literally just like it's one of those like work on yourself periods of your life kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, no, same. It's just, that's all, literally like all that goes through my head is literally just YouTube and fucking trying to not be a slob. Like that is literally it, mate. Like when it comes down to it. Yeah. So man.
Although I will say, I mean, this is like this isn't really related to the podcast, but this might be interesting for you. But I've not recorded my mic today from Audacity, so you're working with one file. So hopefully that works. Hopefully that's fine.
Oh, have you not? Wait, is that an accident or just
accident?
Like,
yeah. I mean, if it works, then great. But if for some reason OBS hasn't recorded my mic, well,
oh my days! Don't even say that. It normally does. It normally does, though.
It normally does it? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I normally get the file with the audio and that, so we'll see. Okay. Fuck my life, though. Wait, no, but OBS also records my voice. Fuck.
Wait, so you might have to do it where you mute your own voice entirely and use just my audio then. Oh, but then you cut out at times. Oh, this is going to be an editing difficulty for you.
You're a cunt.
I didn't think of that.
Oh, brutal. All right, we'll sort it out.
Well, great way to end. All right.
Jesus Christ.
There is the struggle. The YouTube struggle is still real. Well, props to you then for getting this done, because everyone's listening to this, so you did it somehow. So well done, man.
If they're listening to this, yeah, thank you.
Must feel great for you now, knowing that you still have to do it. But well done, buddy. Well done.
Oh my god! All right.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you're even fucking watching this after that news that Matt spoke to me. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. And well, I don't know, do you want to add anything, mate?
That's pretty much it. I hope it went well. And episode 10 will be out next week, so stay tuned for that. All right,
peace
out.